This is the story of how I turned $0 into $70,000 in 1 year as a 14-year-old. Long story short, I had a little bit of obsession, some luck, and with a good work ethic, I was able to complete my goal. If you want the full story, then make sure you get comfy and grab some popcorn. Okay, I know that did sound a little crazy, but that's because the story I'm about to tell you is. First, let's rewind a little bit so we can understand why I wanted to be an entrepreneur in the first place. Well, it all started at a pretty young age. Even at the age of 10 to 11, I was always trying to find out how to make YouTube videos, how to program games, just everything you can imagine to try and make money or create something I was doing at a very young age. Well, a few years later after all of this happened, I started actually wanting to make money online, and it was just something I wanted to do. I wanted to create something and make money from it. So I started looking back and I started thinking about all the skills I may have. Luckily, doing YouTube and content creation at a young age came in full circle. I knew how to edit, do Photoshop, everything you can think of, even just marketing myself, I was able to learn at a super young age and program it into my head. Okay, let's fast forward a little bit. The year is now 2021, it's October, and I have a net worth of negative $1,000. I was 13 years old and I had just made a deal with my parents that they would buy me a computer and I would pay them back with what I made from content creation. This was very risky for me, but I just had a vision and I went for it. I created a TikTok page around the game called Rust, and I got about 10,000 followers in the first month of doing this. From this, and from revenue from sponsors and everything, I was able to get $350 from thin air in a month. So this was kind of an eye-opener. I know $350 isn't a lot of money, but at the time, $350 making it online was just a concept I'd never really thought of. And this was the most important money I've ever made. This was also around the time when everything changed. I got introduced to crypto and NFTs. Now that I had about $350, the snowball could start rolling. I had online friends who tried to make money online and they were invested into NFTs right now, so I asked them about it. Somehow they convinced me to mint a $200 NFT, and at the time this was more than half of my net worth, so it was a crazy idea to even think of, but somehow I did it, and it paid off. The reason is, when I woke up in the morning, this NFT was worth $1,000, and this at the time was just absolutely amazing. I went from negative $1,000 to $1,000 in the span of a month, and I still was in debt $1,000 to my parents, but I now had this $1,000 I could build off of and pay that debt back, so it was a great time. I did end up selling this NFT right when it did hit $1,000, just because I wanted to take profits, and $1,000 was a lot of money at the time. Little did I know this NFT was actually going to be worth $27,000 in a few weeks, but it was okay. I was a little sad about it, but the most important part of this was I learned the true power of the crypto market. With this new skill, I was able to combine it with editing, and I made a crypto TikTok. I found someone who could make the videos, and I could share the knowledge with them of crypto because they had no idea what it even was. We were trying to make 3 TikToks a day, and the second video we posted literally got 2 million views in a week. This was absolutely insane. You've probably seen the TikToks before. I'm not going to show them just for privacy reasons, but it was a big TikTok account and it really paid off. We were consistently getting 100,000 views every single video, and about every 5 videos there would be a video with over 1 million views. Within a week we were getting tons of emails asking about sponsorships, so I just asked them how much would they be willing to pay. The first person that responded said $1,000. This was crazy, and considering me and the person who made the video split this 50-50, I was getting $500 every single sponsorship video we posted. This was insane, and at the time we were getting about a sponsorship every 3 days, so I was making $500 every 3 days, which is just crazy. That's like $150 every single day, and going from $0 to $150 in 2 months was just surreal for me. I was 14 years old and my net worth was now about $2,000. Unfortunately, since crypto was so volatile, I did decide to sell my stake in the account, and 50% of this, I sold it for about $3,500. It was probably worth more, but it was a very impulsive decision. I don't know why I did it, but from this, I was able to get a lot of money out, and yeah, I now had about $5,000, and this was 6,000 times the money I had when I started this video, so absolutely crazy. Really did just make it from nothing. And yeah, the month was now January. It was this year, 2022, and little did I know how bad the crypto market was actually about to crash. Luckily, I had sold most of my assets before this big crypto crash, but Bitcoin went from $60,000 to $30,000 in about a month. So I did lose about $1,000 throughout this, and I now had about $4,000, but that was okay. I took the bear market pretty well, and now Solana NFTs were performing astoundingly. It was amazing for the whole entire NFT space during this time. It's honestly surprising. Crypto was going down, but NFTs were going up. So yeah, this was also around the time when the ball really started rolling. I got introduced to Twitter and crypto Twitter, and I started being super active on there. Okay, it's been 2 weeks since I started this story, but I'm now coming back to the video and I'm telling you guys about it. And this is when the story gets absolutely insane. Like, the ball just started rolling so quickly. So yeah, make sure you're listening. I mean, it just gets insane, and this is when everything begins to happen. Now that I started being active on Twitter, I had no idea how crazy things were about to get. I mean, being on Twitter, it helps my connections, build rapport with people, just everything like that. And yeah, I worked on my Twitter account for 3 months straight. I had to also balance this with school on a daily basis, and the only way I could do this was sleeping 4 hours every single night for 3 months straight. It's extremely unhealthy, but this is what I had to do to be able to achieve what I wanted to. And yeah, it was insane. Wouldn't recommend it, but if you're trying to get your goals, then you have to make sacrifices like that. I mean, I woke up with 4 hours of sleep, went to school for 8 hours, came home, worked till 2 a.m., and then repeated. It was an insane grind, but it paid off, and you'll see why. Twitter very quickly became my main source of income, and fast forward 2 months around March, I had around $20,000 I had gotten. And around the same time, I decided to buy an NFT called DeGods. I bought this for 30 Solana, which at the time was about $3,000. As you probably know, NFTs are very volatile and honestly pretty scary to buy, but this investment paid off so much, and you'll see why. I mean, little did I know April was about to be the most insane month ever for Solana NFTs, and the fact that I had bought this exact NFT was gonna pay so massively. So it's now April 22. I've been working on my Twitter, which is based around Solana NFTs, and I've also bought one of the most popular Solana NFTs in the entire ecosystem, and things were just getting started. Right at the beginning of April 2022, OpenSea went ahead and announced their integration into Solana. This was insane. OpenSea is the biggest NFT marketplace in the whole entire world, so this happening was insane for Solana and everything involved in it, which was big for me because everything I did was in the Solana network. Everything shot up. Solana shot up, DeGods shot up, everything. And around this time, DeGods were $10,000, but when this was announced, literally by the end of April, DeGods were worth $25,000. And I know it sounds crazy, and it really is, but with a little bit of luck, I was able to get that, and $25,000 when I started with negative $1,000. Absolutely insane. And I also had insane cash flow off of my Twitter. And all the new eyes on Solana also made my Twitter account absolutely explode. So it was just an insane time and a very, very lucrative month. I was able to make $30,000 that month from Twitter promotions, which I can't even fathom how insane that is. But $30,000 in a month after, I don't even know, like, I had no money and I went to $30,000 in a month, plus my DeGod going up around $20,000. Just insane, and so grateful that happened. During this time, I was also tweeting around 200 times per day. This took up so much time. If you've ever been on Twitter, you really do understand how many times 200 is. And yeah, it was just crazy. I can't believe I did it, but I did. And yeah, I also had a few other NFTs that I was able to sell for a couple grand, and that really helped me get to the point I'm at. And by the end of April, I had officially surpassed a pre-tax net worth of $75,000. Everything I've worked for and everything I learned finally paid off, and it was just absolutely amazing. I mean, I learned that if you want to get a skill, you have to relearn everything and you have to put the hours into it, especially for entrepreneurship. I still have a lot of things to learn and a lot of things to teach you guys, and we're gonna do this journey together. So this is my first video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, so you can like and subscribe. And yeah, I'll see you guys soon. Peace.